All righty. Awesome. All right, so it is 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to get started. First of all, I want to say welcome. Welcome to this experience of consciousness ascending. My name is Benny Ferguson. Um, and, our single goal with consciousness ascending is to accelerate your becoming. And what that means is to accelerate your becoming the person you are that is free of the conflict, free of the misinterpretation of who you truly are, and to become the full free expression of your truth in source. Basically, free of the conditioning, free of the program. You have to understand that you're conditioned. You have to understand that you are programmed. That's what you have to understand. And that there's a you behind all of that stuff. Today's topic is you can shift realities. Instantaneous change is real and is possible. The structures of these lives is that first we will give discussion, and then we will look to the chat for any questions or comments or anything that you would like to discuss has been that you've been inspired to by the discussion that was offered or by the topic. Um, if you're here and you're not new, you know the drill. Be sure to like. Uh, Also, comment if you're inspired to do so. If you're new and you find value in this material, like, comment, and be sure to subscribe so that you're connected to us and that you are alerted. Hit the bell so that you're alerted whenever new videos are uploaded and new lives are on slate. Right now, we host these lives on Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, at the conclusion, be sure to check the description. In the description, you'll find a couple of free offerings that we have created. First is the greatest misconceptions. If you go and you register, you can watch a presentation titled The Three Greatest Misconceptions. And these are important to know. Um, First of all, it's also information to know about the path that you are on, this path of growth and expansion that you are on. Understanding the three greatest misconceptions allows you to be a little more clear on what's happening and why in this process. The second thing that you're going to find is the three attention shifts. The three attention shifts that you have to make in order to be firmly rooted and to know that you're working at your foundation on this path of growth and expansion. If you haven't made these three attention shifts, then you're not working at your core. And as you're working on this self, as you're working at this stuff alone, you're not moving as fast as you could be if you haven't made these three attention shifts. Um, Upcoming, we have our October workshop is upcoming on the 19th, Saturday the 19th at 12 p.m. If you're inspired to join in that experience, which is a group experience, a live experience on Zoom, you can go to consciousnessascendingonline.com to get more information and to register for that. We'd love to have you. It is a powerful, powerful experience where individuals we get together with individuals just like you um, in a live group setting where we give discussion on a certain topic and then we open the floor to questions and we go live for roughly 2 hours uh, discussing that which you're inspired to discuss, discussing that which you have been triggered to discuss by the discussing that which you have been triggered to by questions that are being asked by other participants, all things that are perfect for you in the present moment. If you participate and you're in the energy of that experience, and that experience becomes tailored to you as well as to the other participants. So it's a powerful, powerful experience. Again, if you're inspired to join us in that interaction, we are hosting the next one October 19th at 12. You can go to consciousnessascendingonline.com to register and participate. Excellent. All right. Hey, Jerome, good to see you. Catherine, hello, hello. Let's get started. Shift in reality. Absolutely. Shift in reality. The instantaneous possibility. So many people are interested. So many are interested in the idea of instantaneous, instantaneous shifting, instantaneous manifestation. Can things be immediate? And the answer is yes. All things aligned, all things in order. Absolutely. Here we go. Let's do that. All things aligned, all things in order. Absolutely. Change can be instant, manifestation can be instant, but you have to understand that that is not always the norm. For in most instances, well, actually, in all instances, even when your perception, your senses perceive that something happens immediately, it doesn't happen necessarily immediately because manifestation first occurs on the inside. It occurs from the inside out. And it's possible that you have prepped yourself, that you have become prepped for the manifestation, whether you did it consciously or it occurred unconsciously. Oftentimes, it can be even more obvious. And here's the trick. Here's the kicker. Here's the thing. Most people are looking for instant manifestation and saying that it does not occur because they're wishing and hoping for manifestations of things that they are in dire need of, dire straits for. And they're hoping and wishing for the money or for the things or for the job and all of these things in your physical world experience that you feel are needed and necessary. And the challenge with that is that oftentimes you're offering the thing that you do not desire. You're offering the absence of the thing, which is why it feels like it's such a push and hard to find that which you desire. But every now and then it pops through and it seems like it's immediate. Now, let's jump to the other side. Let's move to the things undesired, unwanted, and how it feels like these things happen quickly. Seems like they almost happen instantaneous in the moment. You're frustrated and you get a frustration filled experience. Or you've been angry about a situation and you get an angry experience that manifests in front of you. Well, it's not necessarily instantaneous. You're just perceiving it as instantaneous. But you have aligned yourself with the manifestation through your feelings, through your thought patterns, through the dominant ideas, the beliefs that have been established, those ideas and that you believe in, those experiences that you believe to be true, and you feel on them. You've been speaking about them, and they have aligned you with the experience. So when you understand that and understand that that is the first phase of one who is aspiring to be a powerful conscious creator is the expansion of your awareness to see that you have aligned yourself or you are aligning yourself from the inside out with experience. That manifestation first occurs inwardly. Manifestation first occurs in your thoughts. You begin thinking about a thing. You become aligned with the thought patterns of that thing or that particular experience. Next, you begin to feel along the lines of that thing. You are feeling the experience of the absence of a thing. You are feeling the experience of the presence of a thing. And it can be wanted or unwanted. But that's the integrative process at work, and you are doing it. This is the first manifestations that begin to occur that you want to be, that you become aware of, and then you want to be aware of when you have a desire and you're sowing the idea and you are playing and practicing to become the person that has already created the experience. You begin to notice, or you want to begin to notice the thoughts that begin to enter into your mind that are in relation to that which you are intending. You want to notice that you are feeling, and when you are feeling in alignment with that which you are intending, you can image the experience that you desire on the screen of your mind. And you can see the person that you are being in the experience. And you can mesh with that person. How does that person think? How does that me think? How does that me feel in the experience? What must that me believe in order for it to be true? And as you begin to sow those states of being, and you begin to observe as when you're driving in your car, or you're in the shower, or you're cooking, or you're doing any number of things that pertain to your daily life, and you notice thought patterns of the successful completion or experience of the thing. You notice yourself in a feeling state that is close aligned to the feeling of the successful completion or experience of a thing, and that you have just come into it without consciously trying. That means that the image and your intending is starting to sow, it's starting to take root, because you've never thought these types of thoughts before. You've never felt this way in alignment with the experience before, and you know that they are connected. In those moments, you have shifted from your present reality states of being to a new state of being, a different state of being, a state of being more aligned with the experience that you are desiring to create. And that's what you want to focus on. You don't want to focus on the material world that has already presented itself, that has already manifest. Focus on the thing that you are intending to bring into physical experience. Focus on the feeling. Focus on the states of being. That's what's important. Because your physical experience, as it has presented itself now, is in direct relation to the states of being that you have been expressing. It's the nature of your plane of existence. And if you condition yourself into a new state of being, then the physical world that is presented itself around you must mold itself to the states of being that you have established. And with this knowledge, you can be the wielder of the shifts that you desire, shifting your reality at will, shifting your experience, the nature of your experience at will. Now, are your children just going to up and disappear? No. Is your spouse or partner just going to up and disappear? No. But you will notice the shifts and changes in the experience, in your experience, in that particular reality, because of how you have shifted, because of the change in your states of being. Think about it from a career standpoint. When you shift your state of being into a higher, stronger, more powerful, more leading, more abundance commanding state of being, then the job that you have right now, the career that you're in right now, may not contain you anymore. New opportunities may and will begin to present themselves in accordance to the state of being that you have shifted to, that you have conditioned yourself to. This is the nature of the plane of existence that you are on. And you've already been doing this. The last time you intended to purchase a new car, this happened. You began to look for the car, not noticing that you shifted states of being. You shifted into a state of being that allowed you, that aligned you with the resources and the opportunities and the collaborative components who had the car that you were intending. Whether it was a dealer or a private seller, the resources, everything lined up for the vehicle because you unawares shifted the reality. You shifted into the state of being of one who purchased a vehicle. You do it and did it and have done it in your relationships. in your aligning with spouse or partner. You became the person in that type of relationship. Now, how clear and how intentional you were, or how much you were operating off of conditioning or programming, we don't know. But you did align yourself with that which you came in contact with to be a partner or spouse when you decided that that's what you wanted to do and that's who you wanted to be. You shifted realities from one who was not in a spouse or partner relationship to one who was. And all you have to do is look inside, look into your past, and notice the shifts and changes that had to occur on the inside in order for you to become that. Because you had to become that, you had to image that, and you had to feel that in order for it to materialize as an experience. And this is powerful. The awareness is powerful. The understanding of the integrative process is powerful because when you understand how things work, when you understand what the operation is at the foundation of your being when it comes and is related to the creation of your experience, and then you begin to stack on top one on top of the other, the knowing that you did this, and you did that, whether wanted or unwanted, then the potential personal power that you wield begins to grow and expand because you're now accepting responsibility for your creations. You're accepting the fact that you are powerful. And then you go from that level of acceptance and responsibility, you begin to move into the potential of, okay, I know that I have done these things. I accept that I have done these things. I feel the potential power of the creations inside of me. What else can I create? How much more beautiful and grand can my experience be if I do the same thing that I did in these circumstances? Inwardly, aligning inwardly, shifting my inner states of being into a new reality. How much grander can my experiences be if I do the exact same thing, participate in the exact same process, but more intentionally toward that which I desire, toward that which I'm inspired to create? And understand, the closer that you draw yourself to the truth of you and source, that which you desire may change. You may no longer desire the fancy cars and the big house and all the things that the mind of humanity deems to be a representation of success. It may not be what you are inspired to. The closer you draw to the truth of you in source, the desires may change. But what we know will happen is that your inspirations, that which you are inspired to be, do, and have, will become more pronounced because you will be less clouded by conditioning and programming. That's why it's so important to release, to transform, and to grow beyond the conditioning and the programming so that your inspirations, that which is most closely aligned with the plan that you set for yourself, can become more pronounced. And also, the closer you draw yourself to the truth of you in source, you become stronger in your ability to act on your inspirations without hesitating, thus accelerating the process of your growth and expansion. This is what we desire for you to know today, to understand. Very important, very important for those of you aspiring to be powerful, meant to take a lifetime with the proper things in place. You can accelerate this process. community, consistent support, availability, the necessary tools. These things, if are in place, if you have access to, supports you in accelerating the process in a way that you cannot fathom at the moment. For most of you have been at this on your own for many, many years. But that's why we created the Ascension Accelerator. Get more information on that as soon as you can. So we will open up now to any questions or comments that you have based on that which has been discussed or that which you have been inspired to as a result of that which has been discussed. Awesome. Hey, Dean. Let's see. That's something. A desire that you've wanted for a long time. When you get to the point, let's see, let me read it out loud. How about something, a desire that you've wanted for a long time, and you get to the point of discouragement and even more obstacles arise that can be a clue it may not be in your soul plan? Hmm. Interesting. Excellent question. Thank you for that. But as far as, here's the challenge about that, and everyone needs to hear this. Most often, when someone asks that question, it's about things wanted, right? Oh, I can't materialize this. This doesn't seem to be materializing, so it must not be something that I'm supposed to have. That's always spoken of when it comes to things wanted that haven't materialized. But what does that also translate to the things that have been unwanted from your perspective? From each of yours perspective? Okay, we're trying to figure out how to even phrase that. But what that suggests is that because I can't materialize this thing that I want, it must not be meant for me. But what about all the things that you would say were unwanted that have materialized as experience? What about that side? The process is the same. You have to understand that the inner creative process is the same. The inner creative process, the energies, the vibrations that you are expressing do not discriminate. In energy, in spirit, there is higher vibrational experience, higher frequency experience in accordance to that which you are expressing. There's lower vibrational experience. There's lower frequency experience in accordance to that which you are expressing. But they each are experience. Not good, not bad, not right, not wrong, but experience. And each of you in your lives right now, you have been the best of you and you have been the not so great version of you as a spouse or partner, as a parent, at your job, with strangers, with friends. You have been a higher version of you and a not so high version. In other lives, you have been beautiful versions of yourself and you have been what you may call tyrannical versions of yourself. They are experience. So when you ask the question of whether this is meant for me because I can't create it, the creative process is the same. It's about alignment. It's about the dominant ideas within not being in conflict with that which you are intending. That's the challenge. The less you are in conflict, the less you are resisting an intention, the easier it is for it to materialize. There's really not a lot of effort in materializing something into physical form. If there was, it wouldn't make sense for when people say, or maybe you have said, man, this thing that I don't want, Why do I keep finding the same type of partner in relationship that does the same thing, that believes and speaks and acts the same way? Why do I keep finding these types of jobs? Why does this type of thing keep happening to me, keep repeating in my life? And these things seem to happen with a level of consistency, and they continue to repeat. You can look back in your history and see that, yes, they're not the same people. No, they're not the same job, but the experiences have stayed the same. And you haven't been trying to manifest and materialize these experiences. So what's the deal? Expression, dominant ideas, thought patterns, level of vibration, alignment. No one would say, yes, I intended this thing to happen to me. I intended this job. I intended this terrible experience. I intended this broken relationship. Nobody's going to say that. But you can look inside and see that you aligned with it. Harmony, you aligned with it. The challenge with the things that are desired and wanted so bad is that in it being wanted so bad, it's most likely that you're offering the absence of a thing, because you feel like you have been absent of the abundance, absent of the love, absent of the acceptance, absent of the respect for so long that now you're trying to force it. And the reason you're forcing it is because you believe in the absence more than the presence. And you're trying so hard, but your focus is on the thing unwanted. But with the things unwanted, you're not trying for them, but you're believing in them, but you're not trying for them. And so consciously, you don't see yourself doing anything to align with them, but you're doing everything right. You're thinking about that which you don't like and don't want. You feel it in your body when you think about it, and you hate that person and what they did to you. You hate that experience. You're so upset with the job. And you're not meditating on it. You're not focusing on it. You're not chanting on it. You're not affirming on it, but you're doing everything right inside. And then you're letting it go. And it continues to materialize with a level of frequency in your life. Staying in the same financial position, continually finding the same types of partners for relationship, continually finding the same type experience in your job or work capacity, even though you keep switching positions. It's about alignment. And so, again, the process is the same. And for each of you, if you do the same thing from a creative process standpoint, the same thing will happen toward that which you desire. But you have to unravel the conditioning. You have to unravel the programming. You have to unravel the things that separate you from your desire to make sure that you're doing the exact same thing. Think about it, you feel about it, you're imaging it, you're letting it go, and you're allowing it to breathe and grow and expand on its own. And most oftentimes, things happen very, very quickly when you allow that. When that's the state of being that you're in. We hope that makes sense. Yes. Let's see. Catherine, so I had a situation present itself this morning that upset and even scared me. It has not been on my mind at all. I've not thought about it. Where did it come from? Vibration. Vibration. Something that you, this morning, it upset you. Something that upset you. It even scared you. Potentially vibration. Not potentially, but there's a level of vibration. It connects. It's, you aligned with it somehow through a vibrational expression. Now, maybe it wasn't yesterday. Maybe it wasn't the day before yesterday. But at some point, there was a stream of expression along those vibrational lines. And in that feeling state, consideration, probably a happening, because Catherine, you don't play in that level of frequency. consistently anymore. We understand the growth and expansion that you have participated in and expanded to. But because of the strength that you have moved into, your alignment is more and more sharp and pure. So, in that purity, the beauty, the love, the joy, the appreciation, the gratitude that you express is pure. And you begin to see that, and you're seeing that in your experience. But when you experience frustration, anger, and those type things, they're also narrow, they're also pure. And if you linger in them for a long enough period of time, then that can be the dictator and is the precursor to their materialization. Because when you feel those things and then if you focus on them with the mind instead of just allowing them to flow through and being the observer, you give them life. And once they pass, no, you're not focusing on them. You're not meditating on that feeling or whatever that circumstance was or anything like that. You're not doing all of that, but you did give it life when you engaged it with the mind. And not having given it any more thought, releasing it, letting it go, you've done everything right from a creative process standpoint for it to materialize in its perfect timing. So here's the thing, whenever you, in any present moment, any of you, and you're feeling, for whatever reason, you have found yourself in a pattern of thought or been triggered to a pattern of thought where you are feeling in a low vibrational position, the minute you become aware of that, be the observer and do not engage in the feeling. As a matter of fact, when you remember and you position yourself to be simply the observer, be appreciative of the experience. Be appreciative of your ability to shift into being the observer. Be appreciative of the feelings that are moving through your being that quite possibly once served as a protective mechanism to you, protecting you from some type of mental, potential mental or emotional damage. This is how these things get formed within the mind and body, most times out of love to protect you. So be appreciative, but do not engage in it. Be the observer and be thankful and grateful for it. And because you are offering a vibrational expression of appreciation, which is a higher frequency than that which you are experiencing in the body, you are nullifying it. It's a vibrational experience within the whole that you are offering appreciation. And in so doing, you are weakening the idea that is sourcing the experience. And the weaker the idea, the less frequent the experience inside of you, which is the first manifestation before it becomes physical. So in doing that, being the observer, offering appreciation as the holder frequency to that which is moving through the body, the dominant energies are the appreciation. And that type of energy is what will be resonating from you, coloring your experience. But if you find yourself engaging in those ideas, then you're giving them life to be birthed as experience. We hope that helps. Awesome. How do dreams have a part to play in our alignment? Excellent question. Excellent question. Oftentimes, now, let us make this disclaimer. There are some who have psychic potentials in which their dreams give them insight to potential next present moment happenings. We'll put that out there as a disclaimer, as a possibility for some of you who have those psychic abilities. Oftentimes, for the majority who in which those psychic abilities are not as pronounced or not as defined, your dreams are communications between you and you. Many of you have been scared of your dreams. Many of you have been scared of your nightmares. You've called them nightmares, but they're communications of you to you, offering support, knowledge, understanding based on the ideas that you are holding dominant that might be in conflict to that which you are intending. Especially those of you, well, not especially, it's all of you, but for those of you who are on this path of growth and expansion, aspiring to be powerful, conscious creators, it's a good idea to begin to become aware of your dreams. Because those of you who are capturing the conflict that you realize to your desires, for those of you who are capturing the resistance that you have to your desires when those ideas and those expressions show up in the mind and body, this is where it comes in. If your inner being is communicating, hey, this is something that you want to pay attention to. This is something that you want to be aware of. And this doing it through your dreams. Your dreams, if you haven't noticed, are often imagery of things that you are familiar with. It may be a movie that you watched that night or a few nights ago. It may be experience that you had during the day, things that you are familiar with are oftentimes the imagery in your dreams. And this is your inner being using that imagery to try to convey information to you in support of you on this journey. Now, what we suggest is you capture your dream as often as you can. Write it down so that you can sit down with it in meditation and ask yourself what the information is. What does this dream mean for me? What are you trying to communicate? And sit with it and get the information down. Whatever you're presented around the ideas of the dream, write the information down and then see what you perceive from the information based on the imagery and the ideas that were in the dream. They are supporting you to further create the alignment to that which you are desiring. We hope that makes sense. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. What time is it? Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions? Excellent questions. Excellent questions. All right. All right. Let's see. Christina says, what about when we are afraid to look at the injury? Yes. Yes. The pain, the trauma, the drama, oftentimes things that occurred during one's childhood that still lingers. And you know that it lingers. And you know that it affects your experience. Happenings continue to materialize that are reflections of that pain. You have to get to a point where you know that you are creating. You have to get to a point where you know that that which you are afraid of is just an idea because it's not a physical experience anymore. It may be years and years and years old and you know it. You have to get to the point where you know it's just an idea. You have to get to the point where you understand that there is, to the degree, to the degree that you are experiencing fear as a result of an experience, to that same degree, there is power and expansion for you in the understanding and the transforming of that experience. That's what you don't understand. If you understand that, you would attack the idea. You would drive into the idea, desiring with a burning desire to glean the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding of the truth of you inside that idea. Do not be afraid of ideas. Understand first and foremost that it's not you. It's not you. It doesn't matter what has happened in your past to create the fear. The ideas that are now driving you based on that experience is not you. You are infinite. You are eternal. You are source. You are the observer of experience. You are not the experience. And the reason for the experience is to support you, actually, no matter how bad or heinous it may have been. Ah, if you could only understand that it's actually created in love, in support of you, to know the truth of you and your potential. For collaborative components are that which supported you in the creation of the experience. Believe it or not, collaborative components came together with you to create the experience. Whether you were a mature individual or a child, it's still the process. It's still what happened, and you can go into that experience. And we teach people how to do that. We support people in doing it. There are people on this interaction that we have supported in this very idea. You can go to that idea. Ask your inner being for support in gleaning the information from it. You can release that which is resisting the life that you are inspired to live now. You can release and cleanse yourself of it. You can become aware of the truth of you in source and the misinterpretation between the truth of you and the experience that you're afraid of, and you can recreate yourself with the knowledge of your truth in relationship to that idea. So, what is our suggestion? Our suggestion is continue to grow in the understanding of who and what you truly are. Continue to grow in the understanding that all that exists within you, because as we communicate right now, you can probably access the experience and feel the feeling within your body, but you're sitting with us. The experience is not happening, it's merely an idea or a collection of ideas that sources the pain, that sources the fear. And you can release them. You can glean the wisdom from them that they hold, and you can release them, and you can create yourself anew as a result of that experience. A more beautiful, a more expansive, a stronger version of you as a result of that experience. And because you asked the question at this moment, you're ready to do that. Excellent question. Thank you for allowing us to support you in that. Any more questions? Any more questions? You meditate without your mind wandering. Yes. How do you meditate without your mind wandering? Let's see. Wandering mind is normal. That's normal. You have to understand that your mind as an individual is connected to the one mind or the whole mind of humanity, right? So when you're driving and you're doing your thing and you're in the shower and you're cooking and thoughts come through your mind when you're not thinking about anything. Some of those are thoughts in relationship to dominant ideas that you have within your mind and body as an individual, and some of those are thoughts just of the mind of humanity. Sometimes you catch a thought from a friend or a loved one who's on the other side of the world. Sometimes they catch thoughts from you and they call. And nobody asks the question, hey, did you just think about me? Because I just thought about you not 2 seconds ago, and then you called. Nobody says that, but your mind is connected to the mind of humanity. So the wandering mind is normal. It's not really wandering because it's a receiver. It's a projector and a receiver simultaneously. When you're in meditation, you want to focus the mind. That's how you empty it out, but you're not really emptying out. You're giving it something to focus on. Focus on what? Well, different meditations say different things. They use different avenues to focus the mind, but they all understand that you don't quiet the mind, you focus the mind. You can focus it on your breathing. You can focus it on ambient sound, whether it's the wind, you can hear the wind, or you can hear water trickling, or you can hear the air conditioner. If you have your eyes open, you can focus on a single point on the wall or on the floor, giving your mind something to focus on. And that stops the randomness if you can hold your focus on that thing. And once you become more consistent in holding your focus on that thing, then there's a next level to the game that opens up for you. Your ability to be empty, your ability to be still inwardly, and to become aware of the movement, to become aware of your vibration, your energies, the energies that are moving through you. Noticing the level of frequency that is consistently yours at the moment. You become aware. Your awareness begins to expand, noticing your energy centers. All of these things, first and foremost, the awareness of that which is occurring inside of you that affects your health and well being, that affects your ability to create, becoming more and more aware of the inner creative process. All of these things become the next level to the game as you become more and more practiced at focusing the mind versus trying to stop the thinking, because you can't do that. You can focus the mind, but you can't stop its movement. Can't stop the random thoughts from flowing, but you can focus the mind, and that is what causes what appears to be the silencing. But you're not stopping the mind from doing anything, but you are focusing your awareness. You're giving it something to look at, even if it's really nothing, but you're breathing. We hope that makes sense. Awesome. Any more questions? You're very welcome. Very welcome. All right. All right. So, excellent. We're excited for each of you. Excited for each of you. We're thankful for each of you who were here and participated in the creation of this experience. If you're watching this recording, be sure to comment, like, and we will be back next Monday at 12 for another live. We're striving to make this something that we do consistently as an offering to support and for you to get a feel for what it's like to engage with us. And if you are inspired, once again, our next online interactive, which is a 2 hour Zoom personal group connection, is coming up on the 19th, Saturday. You can go to Consciousness Ascending Online to get more information and to register for that. And with that, again, we thank you very much, and we will talk to you soon.